Hello, my fabulous artists who are working from home. If you are watching this video, then that is pretty cool because that means I was able to prepare art packs for you at home. So that is really cool. I was hoping I would be able to do that because I want you to have certain materials that might not be available to you at home. So this is super. Before I go over what is in your art packs, I wanted to just go over a few things that I kind of expect you to have at home. Alright, so the first thing I need you to have at home for art materials is the most important, and that would be printer paper. So this type of paper is called Xerox paper, and it's super thin. It's about, I think it's like 8.5 by 11 inches. I can't quite remember the exact size, but it's a little bit under 9 by 12. And this is going to be nice for those projects that are kind of just practice projects, more like doing techniques and stuff. And you have nice drawing paper from the art packs, but those are more for like bigger, kind of like wow projects. So Xerox paper. And then I expect you to have paper towels or some type of rag that you can just use for your paintbrushes for cleaning them. So maybe ask your mom, dad, or guardian if they have a old towel or washcloth that they don't care if you use and destroy because you're going to destroy it otherwise. Have some paper towels handy. And then I'm going to expect you to have a pair of scissors. Just like a smaller safety scissors is just fine. This is just what happens to be at the art room that I'm using. And then I need you to have either a ruler or a straight edge of some sort. It doesn't have to be a ruler because I'm designing the projects where you don't have to do any measuring of any sort, but creating straight lines will be essential for some projects. So having a ruler is very important, or a straight edge. So what I mean by straight edge is it can be anything. Like, see this clipboard? It has just like a flat edge. You could also use a book or a bookmark or anything with a straight edge. And then I'm going to need you to have a black Sharpie marker, and then having a thin black Sharpie marker would also be pretty nice to have. You don't need this, but have a nice Sharpie marker. This one is one of the fatter ones. You don't need a fatter one, just one of those standard size ones would be perfect. And then I need you to have these drawing materials. I need you to have a pack of markers, a pack of crayons, and a pack of colored pencils. Crayola works great. I love Crayola. You can just get the standard size. So I think for markers, the standard size is 10. For crayons, a good 24 pack would be nice. And then for Crayola colored pencils, you can just get a 12 pack, and that's all you need. And then a glue stick. This one is School Smart, but Elmer's glue sticks are great. Those purple ones, love them. A bottle of paste. Handy dandy Elmer's paste is perfect. Just regular school glue. And then you're going to need a pencil and an eraser, of course, and a little pencil sharpener. I like these, which they don't have anything to catch the pencil shavings, so you're probably going to need, a little container to catch your shavings. All right, and now I am going to go over what is in your handy dandy art pack that should look something like this. All right, starting with paper, you should all have at least 5 pieces of nice drawing paper. If you are in grades kindergarten through 5th grade, all of your paper is going to be this size, which is 9 inch by 12 inch. Okay, if you are in 6th grade, you should have 1 piece of paper that looks like this. It's a perfect square. I think it's 12 inch by 12 inch. And that is going to be a specific project. It's called the metal tooling project, which will also go along with that piece of cardboard you got. So inside those 2 pieces of cardboard that are taped together, you will have 1 piece of metal like this. Now, boys and girls who have this, please, please, please do not open your metal before you get to that project, okay? This is actually kind of a dangerous material to work with because it is sharp along the edges. I do not want you to be working with this material if you are not with an adult, whether that be grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, whoever is at home that is a guardian and is an adult. I don't want you to open it unless you are in the presence of an adult. I cannot express that enough. I don't want anyone to get hurt at home, okay? So be very, very careful. And if you are in 6th grade and you do have the metal and the paper for the metal tooling project, you're also going to need a stack of newspaper or magazines when you work on this, okay? And that is that for paper. Okay, so moving on, some of the next items you have in your bag is you are going to have, well, first of all, you're going to have this cheesy letter that I wrote. So that's me. I'm your new art teacher. If you're wondering why I put that picture of me in my cap and gown, it's just because it's the only decent picture I had of myself. So, yeah, that might be a little weird to some of you, and I'm sorry, but here's your letter from me, and it kind of explains some of the things that we're going to go over this quarter for art class, and just what I expect from you, and yeah, some of our goals. So you're going to have that. Be sure to read that over. If you struggle with reading, have an adult read it to you. Okay, so the next item, you're going to have a styrofoam plate and a cup, either a cup like this or it'll be a styrofoam cup. So these are your paint palette and your water cup for painting, because you're going to need to clean your brushes in between paint colors, and this is going to be what you're going to put your paint on. So, and then as for paint, you should have 5 colors, so you should have red, yellow, blue, black, and white. And these are all in little sauce cups. So what you're going to do when you paint is you're going to open up the sauce cup of the color you need, and you're going to use the little spoon that also came in your art pack, and you're just going to take out as much of that color as you need. So just start with a little bit. You see how I just scooped it at the tip of the spoon, and I just put a little bit of paint on there. So that's all you're going to need. And then when you are done with each color, make sure to put the cap back on and make sure it is completely secure. You hear that sound? I'll do it again. So that tells me this is completely secure, okay? If it's not completely secure, your paint's gonna dry out, and I can't afford to send too much more paint home with everybody. So, then once you got one color, you're gonna dip your spoon in your water, okay? And then you're gonna use a paper towel. Make sure all the paint gets off of your spoon before you go into another color. So there you can see there's no more red paint on my spoon. So now I think I'll go into yellow. So if you're wondering why you only got 3 colors plus black and white, it is because you can mix every other color that you need with these 3 colors. So let me show you. Alright, so I put all the colors onto my palette, and notice how all of my colors inside of the sauce cups, they still look clean, meaning there's no cross-contamination, and that is because I washed my spoon in between scoops. If you scoop up some red and then you go right into the blue and scoop some up, you're going to contaminate this blue with the red paint. You want all of your paint in the sauce cups to stay purely as they are, just that color, okay? Because otherwise it's all going to get muddy and you're not going to have any clean paint to work with. So now that I have my palette made, The next thing that is in your kit are a couple brushes. You either have 2 or 3 brushes. If you have 3, that's just because I included a medium brush because maybe I was short on the sizes that you need, but you should have a small brush and a large brush. Now they might look different. Your large brush might be pointed. Your small brush might be flat, but you should have 2 brushes, 1 small, 1 large. So let's say I need orange for my painting. I might take yellow, okay, and then I'm going to go into my water, wash my brush, get the excess water off the side, take my paper towel or rag that I should have at home, get the excess water off my brush, then I'll go in with red and I'll mix it with the yellow. Looks like I need a little bit more yellow, it's a little too red. Okay, so I'll go back in with the yellow and mix it. And right there I just made orange. So you don't need orange paint if you have red and yellow, which you all do. Okay, now let's say I want to make purple. Purple, same thing, you're just going to take the 2 colors you need for purple, so that would be blue. You're going to wash your brush. Okay, I can't express how important it is to wash your brush in between use because even on your palette you want to keep your main colors uncontaminated so you don't have to waste a bunch of paint. Okay, then I'm going to go in with red. I'm going to mix the blue with the red. Looks like I need a little bit more red. It looks pretty on the blue side, so I'm cleaning my brush again, dabbing off the water. Gonna go back in with the red. Okay. And there we have a pretty good purple. Pretty good, huh? All right, and now if you need a color to be lighter, let's say I want to make a lighter purple. What you can do is you can just add white. So take the white, I have a clean brush, okay? Clean off your brush again, and then you're going to take the purple and you're going to mix it with the white. Let's add a little more purple. So there you can see I made a nice lavender color. Isn't that pretty? All right, and then likewise, if you want to make a color darker, just take your black and use it. Okay, and then when you are done painting, what you're going to do is you're going to clean all your brushes really good with the water in the sink this time because this water got pretty dirty. So you're going to need to wash them in the sink, and you're also going to wash your palette and dry them off. And I will show you how to do that right now. All right, so I'm at the sink. Sorry, this angle's a little weird, but I'm just gonna start the water. Rub it around, get all the paint off. Okay, so there it looks pretty clean. I'm going to go in with my brushes and I'm going to really work at the bristles from the base. Okay, you don't want to smash your brushes when you clean them. You want to kind of and go out and get all that color out. So once the water is running clear with your brush, that means that all the paint is out. So they are good and clean. Then you can stop the water. I like to kind of tap off the excess moisture from the brushes. Okay, and then you're going to take more paper towels. You're going to make sure they're good and dry. When you store your brushes, I want you to put them in a cup, the base down so that the bristles are out. Okay, never store them with the bristles down because then it smashes them and it will damage the brush, okay? So you want them to dry with the bristles out. Okay, and then just take a paper towel and dry off your palette, aka styrofoam plate. And you're going to clean your paint cup in the exact same way. All right, so the next item you should all have in your art pack is these oil pastels. Now I know what you're thinking. Miss Langworthy, my oil pastels look nothing like that. In fact, there's a very good chance your oil pastels look something like this. And I will explain why. So, I had ordered these for all of you to have. Trust me, I wanted you all to have these beautiful oil pastels so badly. However, because of the virus, there was a lot of items that were on back order, taking a lot longer to get here than I had hoped for. I had ordered these back in July, and unfortunately, they decided to show up 2 days after I prepared your art packs. So I am so sorry that you did not get these beautiful oil pastels. However, even though these may not be as beautiful, I still made sure everyone has every one of the colors that you need. If you would like better oil pastels, you can for sure go and purchase some. There is a nice pack at Walmart, I know, that works really well. Just like a small pack would work as long as you have all the basic colors. Or Hobby Lobby in Rochester. I'm so sorry, guys. I really wish you could have these oil pastels, but we can't dwell on it much longer. Moving on in your art packs. So if you are a 6th grader, you should all have one of these wooden things, and these are for the metal tooling actually. So once you work with your metal, you're going to need this to create design work into your metal piece. So wooden piece for the 6th graders. Something else that is specific to the 6th graders is you will have a little baggie with chalk pastels. Okay? So we have a project or two that you can use chalk pastels on. You can actually use them for several of the projects, I suppose. I'm not too picky about what materials you use for each project. I just want you to find one that you like. If you are a 2nd grader, you're going to have a little baggie with some yarn fringes. I only have a couple colors in mine, but you should all have like 6 or 7 colors, I believe. And that is for one specific project. I think it's called Native American blanket drawings or something like that. But please don't use this on other projects. If you have yarn at home, you can use that on other projects. But this specific bag of yarn is for that specific project. So that is everything. That should be everything you have in your art packs. Yeah, so I can't wait to see what you guys create at home. I can't wait to see all of you in person and meet you and see your warm smiles. I'm so excited. You have no idea. But with that, have a good rest of your day, kiddos.